Hello everyone. The fourth season of Apple TV Plus alternate history drama For All Mankind brings us closer to the current day as the show's storyline moves into the 21st century. The science fiction series, which was created by Ben Netavy, Matt Walpert, and Ronald D. Moore, has explored for the past 3 seasons how human history may have been very different if the Russians had beaten America to the moon. They now address the early 21st century in For All Mankind Season 4, portraying the post-9/11 world of 2003. Nonetheless, there hasn't been a catastrophic attack on the World Trade Center, no conflict in Iraq, and many of the world's countries appear to be more unified than ever in this reality. That being said, Season 4 of For All Mankind does not lack the gripping action scenes and political drama of its predecessors. 8 years have passed since the catastrophic Johnson Space Center bombing and the joint Mars expedition, and humanity may now look forward to the future with hope. The International Space Program is getting ready to land a man on an asteroid, but the moon offers thousands of jobs to individuals left unemployed by the introduction of green energy. The so-called M7 nations have expanded Happy Valley into a vast, multi-ethnic installation and are now cooperating to mine these asteroids rich in minerals, which may bring about a new period of prosperity and affluence for humanity. All of this, though, might be undone by domestic political unrest and hostilities among base occupants. The alternate past shown in For All Mankind frequently has the sense of utopian science fiction, with the real world becoming more and more dismal. But Season 4 of the program doesn't hold back when it comes to highlighting humanity's self-destructive tendency to get in the way of itself. Every positive step forward, such as the legalization of homosexual marriage more than 10 years earlier in the For All Mankind timeline, is countered by the horrible working conditions Helios employees endured in Happy Valley. As a seasoned Star Trek fan from the 1990s, co-creator Ronald D. Moore is familiar with Gene Roddenberry's idealistic concept of socialism in space. In addition, Roddenberry is credited with comparing Star Trek to a wagon train in space, essentially a science fiction western about pioneering a new territory. Season 4 of For All Mankind seamlessly blends the two facets of Roddenberry's renowned science fiction series to create a social realist. The problems of the working class in the last frontier were a major theme of Star Trek. The Martian settlement known as Happy Valley in this instance develops into a bustling Wild West town in the epicenter of the latest gold rush. Miles Dale, a new character who takes a job on Mars to support his family after leaving his previous career as a rigger, provides insight into the struggles faced by the worker. But as time goes on, he finds that the emerging Martian colony is beset by the same economic disparity as Earth, not a bright new world of opportunity. Thus, in For All Mankind Season 4, the similarities between the made-up Helios and some other multinational companies hoping to take their operations into space were even more apparent. While running a Martian colony and shipping merchandise for an internet merchant are very different from one another, a side story about a shady supply chain between Happy Valley and Earth highlights the issues that Season 4 tackles. There is a reluctance to adequately compensate these personnel, despite the significant impact they have on the smooth operation of the base and the eventual asteroid mining operation. It's difficult to overlook the allegorical comparison made in For All Mankind between the Helios employees on Mars and the vital workers that kept the nation afloat during the COVID-19 outbreak. Over the past 34 years, humanity has been aiming for the stars, but during that time, it has neglected the needs of those on the ground. This is demonstrated by Helios and the governments of the world failing to look past the gap between class and profit margins. Season 4 of For All Mankind opens 34 years after Season 1, so series regulars Joel Kinnaman, Chris Marshall, and Ren Schmidt do a lot of old person acting hidden behind various prosthetic wigs and layers of makeup. The casting continuity does give some of Season 4's major character events a great deal of emotional weight, despite the fact that it can occasionally be distracting. The struggle of the aging Admiral Ed Baldwin to remain relevant is one of the most poignant tales. Although Baldwin has changed significantly since Season 1, his difficulties adjusting to the new Happy Valley staff demonstrate that he is still capable of extreme brutality and pettiness. Essentially, if they cast an older actor as Ed, they would be following the Crown's lead and the tale would not work as effectively as it does. Kinnaman captures the emotional truth of the elder Ed Baldwin, despite his sometimes unconvincing body, to remind us how much this man has sacrificed over the previous 3 seasons and to hint at why he might not be eager to return to Earth. There's also a ton of really good stuff for the other original cast members to work with. Under the radar in the Soviet Union, Margot Madison is enjoying a new period of wealth and peace brought about by President Gorbachev's perestroika. But there are hints about the duration of this new age for those who study Russian history in the late 20th century, and that tension serves as the foundation for Margot's fourth season plot. Danielle Poole is intrigued by the unanswered question of what precisely transpired on Happy Valley in the aftermath of the third season finale. Even though Danny's season-long plotline is never given enough room to breathe, the eventual revelation of what it is she's escaping from is nonetheless terrifying. Season 4 of For All Mankind feels like the last chapter for some of the longest-running characters, as Ed, Danny, and Margot all struggle with their legacy as humanity prepares for the next phase of space travel. Additionally, this season is the most obviously political one yet, including a gripping narrative about workers' rights that never comes across as condescending or preachy. Kelly Baldwin famously refers to the main issue in Season 4 as Buck Rogers without bucks. The search for life on Mars and beyond the cosmos is undoubtedly more important than petty political posturing and wider profit margins. But human society has not yet progressed beyond the quest of profit. With a plot so topical, plus the arrival of Miles and Samantha, it is evident that For All Mankind is in extremely capable hands going forward.